Teams came in Ryan with 2 losses, but those losses for each team came to unbeaten football teams. Let's go to the highlights of this one. Martin's Ferry, and you all want to know what happened. Give me a minute to show the highlights.
Here goes Church.
This is Ryan Church, the quarterback for Ferry, keeper, end zone, touchdown. Riders up 7-0 at the end of one quarter. Church, a fine ball game tonight. And later, Gino Mel.
There goes the handoff. Mel, touchdown Ferry.
Touchdown, 13-0 Riders in the second quarter. Great play here. Church will find Clay Tucker. Tucker gets up there and gets the pass dropped in perfectly behind the 2 defenders. Mel goes in. No, that's a different play, not a replay. Mel goes in for the touchdown, makes it 20-0. Later, 21-0. Machine with the block punt for the Purple Riders, and the Riders are in business. That Church fellow once again, he gets pressure, looking, finding Kyle Ray. Look at these moves. Ray spins, turns on the Jets, goes in, 27-0. We go to the board. Union Local rallies in the second half, but not enough. Ferry wins at 41-21, your final. Purple Riders over the Jets.
And once again, that game.
Sports is proud to present the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week, where from tonight in Morristown, the Union Local Jets play host to the Purple Riders of Martins Ferry. I'm Don Sloan alongside the coach Bud Billiard. And coach, both these teams come in with 1-2 records, but all those losses to unbeaten teams.
Should be a good one this evening. We have Union Local opening up with a good win, losing to 2 undefeated teams. We have Martins Ferry losing to 2 undefeated teams, then beating a good Steubenville Central team. So this should be a good one. And once again, it's homecoming at Union Local this evening.
And a pair of rivals from Belmont County, Martins Ferry and Union Local, will be back with the kickoff of the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week after this. To start things off here tonight, Richard Oakleaf will kick off for the Jets of Union Local. Back deep for Ferry is Dom Bopp and Trevor Bruney. And it will be Bopp taking the ball at his 13. Bopp trying to get outside to the corner, 20, 25. Bopp's got a seam, 30. 40, brought down at the 42-yard line. So a good return for the Purple Riders, Dom Bopp of Ferry, as they will start off 1st and 10. We'll call it the 41-yard line is where Ferry will take over. Let's take a look at the Rider offense. And it is Ryan Church, your quarterback. Running backs Trevor Bruney and Chaz Yoder. Receivers Clay Tucker and Dom Bopp. Nick Stankovich is your tight end. The front wall, Chuck Zaney, Matt Robinson, Justin Provenzano, Brandon Garcia, and Bobby Kettle. So 1st and 10 on the 41. Here come the Riders. Ryan Church up under center. Trevor Bruney deep in the backfield, and we've got movement along the line of scrimmage. This will go against the Union Local Jets. And the Jets you see in the all red, Ferry with the white jerseys and the purple pants as they get marched back 5 yards. So that'll make it 1st and 5 ball now out to the 46. Ryan Church is the quarterback. Anthony Reesbeck started the season at QB for Dave Bruney's Martins Ferry Purple Riders. He was injured in that opener, and Church has come on and done a fine job replacing him in that starting quarterback position. So 2 receivers split out to the bottom of the screen. 2 men come in motion down on that side. They'll settle in as a tight end and a wing. They're going to toss that side to Bruney. Cuts it back in the shade, out across midfield. He'll be brought down just shy of that 1st down marker. There's a good look at Trevor Bruney. Made the carry on 1st down for the Purple Riders. Look at the Union Local Jet defense, and they will set up like this. Jake Tukasik, Cole Davies, Steve Januszewski, and Anthony Carson, your defensive line. Your backers, Danny Carroll, Brad Applecarth, and A.J. Shippey. The secondary, Matt Mercer, A.J. Androsko, Josh Leister, and Dusty McVeigh. So let's look at the Union Local defense. Martins Ferry, they did get enough for the 1st down on that carry by Bruney, so they will have 1st and 10 just across midfield into UL territory at the 49-yard line as they break the huddle and come out. Just underway, a beautiful night here in Union Local. A bit cool, but great football weather. 2 receivers down to the bottom. Church up under center. 2 men come in motion once again. And here's a snap. It will be Bruney once again. Bruney gets a about a yard, and he gets stacked up by that Jet defense. So both these first two plays, Coach, they're bringing the two players in motion, running the ball with Bruney.
What is happening is they brought the tight end and the wing over to the slot side, which created an unbalanced set. The first time they pitched the ball into it, and then they've got the first down. The second time, and I'm thinking as you look at things, they're setting something up. They ran the counter trap backwards, off of and away from the set. Now we have the short wing and tight close to the camera side and the slot away.
Gain of 2 on a play, brings up 2nd and 8. There's the handoff up the middle. Fumble, ball's down on the ground, and the Union local Jets have it. So UL, they recover the fumble, and we take a look. It is Josh Leister. I believe it was Leister coming up with the recovery, and actually A.J. Androsko comes over the football. Leister and Androsko both there, and we take another look at it.
This time we saw the wing set as we had before, and they're running the counter trap back. Now, you'll see the lone back following the line through, and then there's going to be a strip of the ball on the tackle, and then, of course, the ball carrier must secure it with both hands going through the line of scrimmage. I'm sure that upsets Coach Bruney because they do such a great job on fundamentals.
And that was Brad Applegarth that stripped that ball away. Liberati goes in motion. He's got a man as he rolls out. They pick up the nice gain. Anthony Carson on the reception out at the 45-yard line. As the Union local Jets take over on offense, there's a good look at Carson. He comes out of the backfield and makes that reception. Take a look at the offense for UL. Dom Liberati, your quarterback, Leister and Carson, your running backs, Palmer, Androsko, and Starr, your receivers. The line, Kuchar, Davia, Bittinger, Applegarth, and Doug Stenger. So called a gain of 6, 2nd and 4 on the 47 handoff, and it'll be a short gain of a couple for Leister.
Leister on the carry, brought down by Robinson.
Take a look at the defense for Ferry. Machine, Stankovic, Kettle, and Garcia. Your defensive line, Mel, Yoder, Robinson, and Bopp. Your linebackers, the secondary, Fairbanks, Tucker, and Trevor Bruney. So 3rd and 3 for UL. They'll send a receiver, A.J. Androsko, up top side. There's Liberati, handoff Leister. Leister gets brought down. He should be just shy of the first down. Coming up and making the tackle would be Matt Robinson, the linebacker for Ferry. So it'll bring up 4th and a yard.
As we looked at Ferry offensively, running against Union Local was running an even, but a 4-3 defense. Ferry has shown us a one-back set. Now, Union Local has come out, and they've run the eye, and on the replay, we could see that delayed handoff out of the eye, and they threw the ball, then they ran misdirection, and then, of course, they ran the delayed draw. They're running at a 4-4 defense at Martins Ferry right now.
So Bopp and Bruney back to take the punt from Rich Oakleaf. Oakleaf boots it away, a good kick. Bopp calls for the fair catch down at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Riders will take over their second possession of the night. So UL, they got the big break, they got the turnover, couldn't do anything.
And we do have linemen and tackles that pursue the ball and catch back from behind. Doing something right to defensive line.
Coach Taylor looks on. And a number.
And we're back. Martins Ferry takes over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. There goes the pitch to Bruney. Bruney trying to get outside, and he's got some good running room. Picks up a gain of about 4, and they carry on 1st down.
Once again, we saw the trade where the tight end wing went over to the slot side, and they used the pitch with Bruney carrying the ball into the formation. Don didn't see much of an adjustment with Union Local that time. Now, once again on the replay, you'll see the toss, and the backside tackle is leading with a bunch of reach blocking out front, and you can see a little alley down to the outside. He picked up 8 yards on the first play, so we're seeing a lot of run into unbalanced on.
2nd down, called a gain of 6, so it'll make it 2nd and 4. They'll have that motion to the top side once again. Handoff, and they get met immediately in the backfield. Good penetration by Dusty McVeigh. He leads the charge, coming up with the tackle of Gino Mel.
Good coaching backside, Dawn. We saw the shift again to create an unbalance, and then Martins Ferry came back to the short side with the counter. The players at Union Local from the end backer on did a good job of staying back home to shut down the counter play.
So 3rd and 4 on their own 26 for the Riders. They'll send Clay Tucker down to the bottom of the screen. Dom Bopp topside. They've got the eyes set. Church rolling, looking, he's got his man out of the backfield. Gino Mel. Mel's got the first down and more. He gets knocked out of bounds out of the 46-yard line. So Dave Bruney's Martins Ferry Purple Riders come out with the first down to the junior, Gino Mel.
On the replay, you're going to see Martins Ferry in the eye, and I was just going to mention that one thing that Coach Bruney loves to do is use that backfield and that fullback out into the flat and sprint into him. And that's a real nice throw, catch, and a great effort on the part of the ball carrier.
First and 10, ball out at the 45. They'll be in the eye once again. Mel is the fullback. He'll give it to Bruney. Bruney across midfield, puts his head down, and should have enough yardage for another Purple Rider first down just across the 45-yard line. 7:39 to go on a running clock here in the first quarter at Union Local.
Now on the replay, you'll see Martins Ferry football. They're in the eye. This is what they do best. They're going to smash mouth you. Good block on the fullback. Watch the wide receiver. He's out there. He's trying to stalk. And then that ball carrier, he says, I'm going to go through you. He saw where the first down was about to occur, and he lowered that shoulder and just took the defensive back on. And Don, he got another first down for Martins Ferry.
And it was a good, hard effort. As you say, at the end of that run, Bruney stuck his head down, went in there, and got that extra yardage. Just enough, but that's all he needed for the first down for the Riders. Kevin Lee comes in. Dom Bopp checks out for the Purple Riders.
That's Martins Ferry football. They're going to come at you. They're at their best when they're coming at you. The one-back stuff didn't impress me too much, although they might like it. But what they got to do is get in that eye and play Martins Ferry football.
This is Bruney, and Bruney gets away from one tackler, can't get away from the second one. Anthony Carson met him, and then Steve Januszewski follows up for the tackle. So Bruney breaks the tackle, gets him up to the line of scrimmage, but still, Coach, he may have lost almost a yard.
The point of attack on behalf of Union Local was handled extremely well at that time, and it caused that play to bounce a little bit as he did the last time, but the linebacker played well over the top and helped shut that down. Once again, that's the isolation into the split side, which is something that Martins Ferry enjoys doing.
Officials timeout on the field. The Riders coached by Dave Bruney, his 25th year at the school. He's got a record of 159-87. First year for Jim Hoover here at UL. Here goes Church. He puts it up, and he's got his man, Bopp. Bopp down to the 30 to the 27-yard line. Don Bopp with a big gain of the first down and about 7 or 8 more down to the 26-yard line of UL.
Split back set on Martins Ferry's behalf that time. That is a throwing set. And once again on the replay, you're going to see the 3-step drop. I was watching them in warm-ups before the game, and watch, that's a great pass sitting in a little stop route, and the receiver did a great job of finding a seam and got on downfield.
I set once again. Mel, the first man. Bruney, the second man through, gets the ball. He's got the first down, and he gets brought down at about the 18-yard line. So another first down for Ferry. That offense really clicking.
Now, you're looking at vintage Martins Ferry. That was their power play. And on the power play, the fullback's going to kick out. The guard's going to go up through the hole. And on the replay, we'll get a chance to see that kick out, the guard coming through, and then the ball carrier is just going to follow a little crease and get north and south with the ball. They're going to run the isolation, Dawn, the power, the trap, the counter trap. They'll do the 3-step drop, the roll into the split side. That is Martins Ferry football. Now we're going to get a trade-off. They're balanced because the tight end just went over and bounced it up. Now this is a cutback isolation, and this could be a big play for him.
And that was Bruney on 2nd and 1, and that takes Bruney down to the 10-yard line. So the first down for the Riders as they come to the near side. And there's a good look at Bruney. He's been a workhorse so far tonight for Martins Ferry.
Now, ever since he coughed that ball up early, I think he's got a mission.
And we take a look, and the Riders' offense did. The fullback having that fumble in the first drive. We take a look at the M&M True Value Paint red zone, and that is exactly where Ferry is. They are down in the red zone. 5:12 to go here in the first quarter. Man in motion. There's Church up under center.
This is a good toss play.
Pitch to Bruney. Bruney trying to turn the corner. He gets across to the 10, lowers his head, and gets out to the 6.
Bruney on a carry, run out of bounds by Stewart.
The cornerback, Randy Stewart, made a great tackle on that play, Dawn, and he had to because Bruney had seen the boundary. Now again on the replay, you'll see the trade of the tight end, the lead fullback, and this is just a toss. And he's going to get outside, and what happens is you'll not get a block on Stewart, and he was the one that made the tackle after about a 5-yard gain.
And they're down at the 6. So 2nd and 6, and this is Bruney. And he gets across the 5, gets stacked up down at the 4-yard line. I think they can get a first down, though, Coach, without getting the touchdown.
I believe you're right, Don. I think they've got about a short yard, a shrunk yard, maybe 2 feet inside the pylon, and they can make a first down. Now, Ferry went to the bone on that particular play, but they're still running their power. And all they're doing is bringing one more back into the backfield to add as another power or blocking back.
So it'll be 3rd and 4, 3rd and a long 4 for the Riders.
Two tight ends, Don.
And there you see the bone once again. Now they've got Bop back there with Bruney, and this will be Bop. And Bop gets stopped. Brings up 4th down.
I think that Bruney may be a little stronger runner than Bop. Bop plays the wide receiver and then is brought in to do some duties as a running back. And, Coach has got to make a decision here, and I think it's already been made. From the change of the players real quick, it looks to me like they're going to go after it. If they stay in the tight set, this may be a good opportunity for play action pass on. So out of the bone.
4th and 4, the ball just inside the 5. They can't get a first down. The bone set up once again. Here goes Church rolling. He's got a lot of green in front of him. Touchdown, Ferry.
Excellent call, because when he broke contain, there was no one to force him. And everybody dropped off with the receivers. It looked like a little bit of a boot action coming over here. Well designed and well operated. And on a replay, you're going to see a real good play. You'll see the guard come out around. The quarterback does a great job of seeking downfield. Now, he's got that ball off, which cushioned the secondary, and then we get the big block by the tight end into the end zone for a 6-point score. That was a nice designed and well-executed play, Don.
So the block springs him. Church takes it in. First score of the game. So 6-0. The Riders taking the lead. Nick Stankovic coming on to kick the extra point. Stankovic kicking the game-winning field goal last week. A big win for Ferry against Steubenville Catholic Central. He does this old style, straight on.
Yes, sir. He's conventional with the strap.
And there's the kick, and it is up, and it is good. So the Martins Ferry Purple Riders jump out to the 7-0 lead on the home-standing Union Local Jets here in the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week. On the Endo scoreboard, Ferry leads UL 7-0. We'll be back after this. And welcome back to Union Local High School. And what a beautiful setting and what a beautiful facility we have here in Morristown. This place has undergone so many changes in the last decade since I moved here, Coach. It really looks in a lot of ways like a college campus, as spacious and as spread out and so forth here. The facilities and the new weight room and the entire football stadium as it is. This is really turning into a very impressive facility here at UL. And there is the kickoff. 3:31 to go in the first quarter. Here's A.J. Androsko, and Androsko gets brought down to the 25-yard line. Good special teams play by the Riders. That's Gino Mell on that touchdown drive. 12 plays, 80 yards, a very methodical, workmanlike drive for the Riders.
Couple throws, very high efficiency throws. You know, the 3-step drop and the sprint into the weak side of the offensive set. So it's all good stuff. And then that kicker, he's conventional. Lou Groves' hometown. What would you think?
Yeah, what would you expect? You're going to see the gun here with a pair of sidecars for Dom Liberati. He fires, and that pass is almost picked off. Good play defensively by Matt Robinson.
Real good defense. When the wide receiver started to curl in, Donnie, Robinson just sat right there in his zone, read the quarterback's eyes, and he got a hand on the ball. That's dangerous. And Union Local could not afford another turnover right now. They've got to try to get something established.
When Pitt beat Georgia for the national title in '76, Georgia used 2 quarterbacks. One was named Matt Robinson. I don't know what that's worth, but that's a little trivia. Second and 10. Liberati looking, he fires. Androsko goes up to get it, and that pass is incomplete at the 40 of Bel Air. Pitt had a pretty good running back in that team.
Back in that time with
a fellow named Dorsett, maybe?
I was going to say, we were talking about him in the car coming down tonight.
Let's take another look here at the incomplete pass for UL.
Now Liberati is looking around downfield, and I think he saw one red jersey, but I think he's got to realize that red jersey's in a crowd of white. And he's going to have to be very careful on those throws.
3rd and 10. They've got trips topside. They roll that way. Carson hauls it in and takes it out near the first down marker. I think he's going to be a little short.
Just short of the first down.
Okay, on the replay, now we're going to see Liberati scramble out of the pocket, and he's going to throw a little out and up route to the wide receiver, and he's going to be about short of the yard, about a yard short of the mark. And Union Local's going to have to punt the ball again. And one thing they can't do is allow Ferry to get that football done and start marching down the field on him again.
Here's Rich Oakley for Union Local on to boot it away, and there's the punt.
Nice punt.
Nice high kick. They call for the fair catch. Bop. And then he goes to run with it, Coach. Down at the 30-yard line.
It's in the eyes of the stripe. Now, if the stripe says that, he was trying to get away with something, he can throw a flag. But, something is incidental.
And we've seen that call.
Yes, sir. Yes, we have seen that. We've seen a lot of interesting calls so far in this short season. And that is one that we have seen. But, again, it's such an incidental thing. And why split hairs? Because you've got a nice football game going.
So 1st and 10 on their own 30. The Riders break the huddle. Kevin Lee splits out to the bottom. They've got a receiver split top side. Mel in the backfield. Church is going to roll. He's going to keep it. We've got a flag down in the backfield. He gets a nice gain of about 5 or 6, but I think we might have a hold.
I think you might see that, but what's happening on that particular play, Don, they're hooking up the defensive end to the split side extremely well. See, the quarterback is getting to run, unmolested. Now, on the replay, we're going to see, the sprint into that side, and this is the same action that they completed earlier, but they're containing all of the outside people for Union Local, and it's allowing the quarterback to actually scramble for yardage. Now, he'd have picked up about 6 or 7 yards had that infraction not occurred. Now, that's going to be a big one, Donnie, because I think it occurred on the other side of the line of scrimmage there.
There's a good look at Jim Hoover, first-year head coach here at Union Local, and he's been knocking on the door. He's been the hottest coaching candidate, hot and coaching commodity in the Valley the past few years. A lot of close calls, and has his first chance of being a head coach right here in UL. Church, he's going to air it out down the middle, and the pass is caught. Making the catch is Kevin Lee at the 46-yard line into UL territory. Mr. Church has a heck of an arm, and Kevin Lee went up and brought that thing down. And he had defenders all over him, Coach.
On the replay, you're going to see a really nice throw, but the bad part of it is Union Local defense had leverage on this play, Don. Now, there you go.
Count the red shirts.
I know, there's all kind of red in front. It's just a matter who wants it the worst. And Mr. Lee won the battle.
1st and 10 on the 46. There's the handoff, and this is Bruney. He's going to get the gain of about 2 or 3.
The ball was loose, Donnie, but they recovered it.
Fumble on the play, but it's recovered by Ferry.
So Ferry gets their own fumble.
So there's been 2 fumbles, and they've lost 1. But they still picked up about 3 on the miscue.
That'll bring up 2nd and 7, the ball at the 43 of UL. Nice night, no rain in the forecast. It's nice to see on a Friday night.
Watch how Ferry's consuming that clock, Donnie. It's going to be interesting to see the possession time of these two teams, with 2 3-and-outs for Union Local.
So 2nd and 7, Clay Tucker topside. Here goes Church. He's looking that way. Tucker, it gets almost picked off, ends up being batted down. The Jet defender, Randy Stewart, gets up there and knocks it down.
He's playing a nice game. He's playing a good football game on the corner. Now, once again, 3-step drop. Now, this is a fade route. Martins Ferry's running shoulder to shoulder, and the rule is throw the ball when they're shoulder to shoulder, but you must throw it beyond the defense. Now, that's the cardinal rule of part of the quarterback. Now, as he launched that last one where Lee caught the ball, he had to do the same thing to the boundary. Third and big, Don.
Yeah, 3rd and 7. Dom Bop down to the bottom, Lee to the top, handoff, Kyle Ray, and he gets swarmed under in the backfield. Very good penetration by UL. You've got Bradley Applegarth and Anthony Carson.
Brought down by Applegarth and Carson.
That was a great stop and a big stop. Now, on the replay, you'll see the isolation, and it's a good call. It's just that Carson made such great vertical pressure upfield, north and south, that he got in it and just stopped that thing before it got started. And that's what you have to do to Ferry. Once they get things going against you, they can make you have a long night.
Carson provides them with some very good quickness, and
Yes,
you saw him get in there. He's showing the ability to penetrate for that UL defense, but they've got to get the offense cranked. They'll get the chance here. Here's the punt for the Riders, and it will take a Martins Ferry bounce, and will go out of bounds down at the 15-yard line, and that's where the Union Local Jets will take over on offense with 27 seconds to go here in the first quarter at Union Local High School. 7-0, Ferry leading it.
Barring a pass incompletion, this will probably end the first quarter, which has been kind of a little in favor of Martins Ferry in terms of controlling the ball, time, possession, etc. They've really executed some good things.
So 1st and 10 on their own 15. Leister in the backfield, lone man. Liberati fakes it to Leister. He rolls top side, gets the pass complete for the first down. He kind of flings it out there to Bruce Starr.
3 levels of receivers, and this is something that we saw early on in the season. And this has become a very, very popular route on the part of a lot of football teams. It does put a lot of pressure on the defense. It's very difficult to cover. I've sat in clinics and listened to people, well, how do you stop this? How do you stop that? I don't know if they'll get this one off.
Clock under 6. There's Liberati in the gun. He gets backside pressure and gets ripped down by Nick Stankovic. He's got the old school football with the straight on kicking for the extra point. Some old school there as he comes in and rips down the quarterback for the sack. There is Nick Stankovic, and that does it for the first quarter of action here at Union Local, where the Riders, at the end of a quarter on the Undo scoreboard, Martins Ferry leads UL 7-0.
From around the Ohio Valley tonight, Steubenville Big Red 34, Niles McKinley nothing. Beaver Local beats East Liverpool, final 34-19. Buckeye Local remains unbeaten. They beat Oak Glen 34-7. In other action, Shadyside rolls over St. John's 54-15. Also tonight, a winner, Weir High at 3-0. They beat Indian Creek 40-20. Brook beats Edison, final score 30-14, and Wheeling Park gets its first win of the season, 21-0, as they beat Hampshire.
And we're back at Union Local High School. Good crowd on the hand tonight. Enthusiastic fans here wearing the red and white of Union Local. It is homecoming night. I'll tell you a little later on when they announce who the queen is. 2nd down and 17 after the sack at the end of the first quarter. UL with possession. Dom Liberati up under center for UL. Liberati pitches. Ball on the ground, and Josh Leister, I think, got it. Yeah, he did get on top of it. But boy, UL, that could have been disastrous.
That was going to be an option. That play was going to be an option into a formation. Now we have a pair of tight ends with Union Local right now, and we're going to get a down the line option, as you see, and the quarterback must deliver the ball. That's his objective, to get the ball in the hands of the running back, and he didn't do it that time.
Well, I'll tell you why. Bobby Kittle blew that thing up. He pushed right back, got into the quarterback when the quarterback was looking to make the pitch. Gunn trips to the bottom. Liberati does have some wheels. He's going to keep it, and he gets brought down. Dom Bopp.
Liberati on a carry, brought down by Bopp.
These two kids have met before, Donnie, because the last game of the year we had with this bunch, and Liberati, of course, was with another football team. So he's run into these guys before. That was a fine open field tackle. Now, he could not see anything open, and maybe I think a little too prematurely he ran the ball. He should have tried to seek a receiver, but he has good wheels. But Martins Ferry is very fundamental, does a great job of open field tackling.
There's the punt for Oakleaf. He's doing a nice job tonight, and the ball will be bouncing around. Bopp almost loses it, picks it up, and he takes it out to midfield, where Ferry will have their first possession of the second quarter.
Gives a hair color to the coach, and I'm not talking red or blue.
We're talking gray.
Gray, sir. Yes, those are the ones. Why do you do that, son?
Tomorrow, we've got the Bel Air Big Reds and the St. Clairsville Red Devils, 2 3-0 teams, the meeting of the unbeatens on the WTOV9 Game of the Week. Join Ryan Recker and Rich Walensky for that game tomorrow night at 11:35. WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week, the only game in town. There's a good look at Dave Bruney looking on his team leading 7-0. And Church rolling, he's at his own 40. He's going to fire, he's got a man complete. That is Clay Tucker down inside the 25-yard line. Pretty play for the Riders.
Bootleg, Donnie, and it just puts so much pressure on the defense. And the quarterback did an outstanding job of using his blocking. Now, on the replay, we're going to see the quarterback come around. Now, watch the nice outside block from the offensive line. And then, of course, the quarterback is going to break contain. And watch, he's got the ball in the chute, finds that crossing route. Great play, great throw, great catch.
So 1st and 10 on the 23. Pitch, Kyle Ray. Ray cuts it up inside, trying to bounce it out, and he gets brought down. A.J. Androsko.
I'm not going to coach for Mr. Bruney, but stay with your two backs. That's his cup of tea. He's in the two back, and he's operating Martins Ferry football. This is very good. You've got to do what you do best, and Dave is doing what he does best right now. He's mixing things up extremely well. We've seen the bootleg pass, a little sprint week. We've seen, his power game, his ice game, his toss. Very fundamental.
So called a gain of 4, brings up 2nd and 6, ball on the 19. Ray and Mel in the backfield. Man goes in motion. That's Stankovic, the tight end. They're going to run it that way with Ray. Ray bounces outside, picks up a block. Ray, 10-5, gets brought down at the 3.
The channel on this play was awesome, Don. The little crease that kid ran through, it was just beautiful, well executed. And on the replay, Donnie, let's watch this. You've got a great kick out by the fullback. The guard is leading up through. Now, watch Ray as he sees this line downfield. Then we have a peel back by the tight end. That's great football. And then watch the lowering of the shoulder, trying to work for extra yardage, balls inside the 5.
And that was Jason Jones with that block for the M&M True Value Hardware, True Value Paint, red zone. 1st and goal to go at the 4. Kyle Ray, he's going to be short of the goal line. But Ray picks up a couple there in the True Value red zone.
Ray on the carry, brought down by
Now looking at that, they brought Stankovic on that previous play, brought him over in motion. They had the blocking. There's some great blocking set up by him. You mentioned the guard and a cutback from the wideout.
The fullback is doing a great job on leading out. I mean, the last play where Ray picked up the yardage, he won the leverage battle. He got the hips in, on the block and made a great play. And then, of course, the running backs are doing a great job of cutting and getting extra yardage.
2nd and goal to go on the 1. Kyle Ray, he's going to be stacked up and pushed back. Gets down to the goal line, but comes up short. That'll bring down 3rd and goal.
Union Local is keying their tight end now, Donnie. I believe that they're trying to play heavy on the tight end. Now, once again, on the replay, we're going to see all that red. Okay, and I think that's the play that hurt them earlier. So now they're down in the red zone. They're ready to try to push another one in.
And the Martins Ferry Purple Riders call a timeout. And with a timeout on the field, we will take one too. 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Ferry leads UL 7-0 on the Undo scoreboard. You're watching the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week. And we are back. Martins Ferry leads UL 7-0 on the Undo scoreboard. The WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week. 3rd and goal to go. Ball down at the 1-yard line of UL. There goes the handoff. Mel, touchdown Ferry.
Mel's in for a touchdown.
Gino Mel takes it in for the Martins Ferry touchdown as they go up 13-0.
Once again, Don, on the replay, you'll see the bone set, and the only thing that they're doing is running the power play with the option or with the wishbone set, and it's still the same scheme of things: block down, kick out, and give it to a good strong back in Male, getting the ball into the end zone. Once again, we're going to see that conventional Lou Groza style kicker. I'm sure Mr. Groza's watching down on these guys as they do this.
And he got his shoe changed. You see the black shoe. There it is. Snap, placement, kick. It's up, plenty of air underneath it, and it is good. Stankovic puts it up and good, and the Riders now up 14-0, 8:27 to go here in the first half. On the Endo scoreboard, Martins Ferry leading Union Local 14-0.
I think Coach Hoover has to get into his playbook and do the fundamental things that they've got to be doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't yet considered on your Sugar Creek Golf Course ad.
And tomorrow morning at 11:30, you want to check out Mountaineer Magazine. The Mountaineers take on the Cincinnati Bearcats tomorrow before the game. Flip it over and check us out as we have Mountaineer Magazine, 11:30 a.m. Mountaineers coming off a big win at East Carolina. Also tomorrow, Ohio State at home. A big game for the Buckeyes with North Carolina State. You can see that game live here at WTOV9 beginning at noon. Ohio State and NC State. The Wolfpack and the Buckeyes at noon tomorrow. Should be a good one. North Carolina State, quarterback by the name of Phil Rivers. He is outstanding. And they had a big bowl win last year against Notre Dame. Lost last week to Wake Forest, who's coached by former OU head coach Jim Grobe. And Wake Forest, they're going to open up some eyes this year. Here's the kickoff. And Josh Leister takes it for the Jets. Leister across the 30, 40, out to the 48-yard line. Good return, and the Jets needed a spark, and they get it there on the kickoff return.
Brings the ball out around the 46-yard line for the Jets.
Actually, we've got, let me check that. I think it was Dustin Palmer. But 14-0 your score, UL trailing Ferry at the moment. And we'll take a break. Be right back.
Here it is.
And Dustin Palmer with a big return for UL sets up the Jet offense. Anthony Carson on the carry, and Carson gets stacked up by a pair of Rider defenders. Donald Machine leading the charge.
Martins Ferry's defense is playing emotional football as they came off the ball. On the replay, we're going to see the handoff, and the Martins Ferry defense is just going to take over. Now, once again, there was great defensive play by the Martins Ferry defensive end. Donald Machine was the guy that stacked it up and it even ended up getting the tackle.
2nd and 12, split backs. This will be Leister. Nowhere to go on the outside, comes inside. He's still trying to make something out of nothing. He's got a ways to go, and he gets brought down. Great penetration by Ferry. They take him out to the 40-yard line. Chaz Yoder, one of the players, up leading the charge.
The defensive ends, and on the replay you're going to see this. The defensive ends are doing a great job. Now there's a big stuff out there. Now you'll see that square shoulder technique. The defensive end does a great job. Then the linebacker comes in. Now, of course, the running back's doing a great job of getting away, but there's a great team pursuit. And then finally, of course, you see Church run him down. But that's great team defense, Donnie.
Brandon Garcia, big number 76, got in there. He turned that play in, forced it in where his buddies were, and they came up and made the tackle. So 3rd and 17 for UL on their own 41. Dom Liberati looking. He's got some heat in the kitchen. He's going to unload it, and it gets picked off. The interception, Ryan Church. Church with the interception takes it back down to the 43-yard line. So the Rider offense in business, but that interception set up by some very good pressure from that front wall of the Martins Ferry Purple Riders, and we'll look at it right here.
You'll see heat coming from the backside also. I believe that's Bruney coming after him, and he just trips up. Now, what the worst thing the quarterback can do is force it, and you don't force it downfield. When you try to do that, bad things happen. And that's something that you've got to do. You've got to play throw it to your mother if you don't have a receiver.
Gino Mell and Donald Machine, some great penetration. This is Kyle Ray, and he picks up a gain of about 3 or 4. So that UL defense, once again, they are back on the field.
Too much time, Don. There's just too much time on the field for the defense. And Martins Ferry's defense is playing north and south right now. They're playing very aggressive. They're playing upfield, and that's what's wrong with Union Local. When they're trying to run their counter trap, I think the running back is trying to run too far before he gets north and south. He's got to break that ball inside the block sooner.
2nd down and 8. They'll split Clay Tucker down to the bottom, receiver to the top as well. They'll pitch it to Kyle Ray. Ray bounces into his own blocker and will still pick up a short gain of a couple.
Don, when they step on the other side of the stripe, it's the kids' game. That was a great call on the part of the Union Local defense. You had the defensive end, the outside linebacker, both upfield on the toss play at the point of attack, but both missed tackles. And that's something that they can't afford to do. They just can't allow Martinsville. This is a big third down, Donnie.
They're looking 3rd and 6 at the 43. They will send Dom Bopp and Clay Tucker down to the bottom of the screen. Ray deep in the eye. There goes Church. Carries out the play, fakes, sets, throws, looking for Tucker. He's got it there. Clay Tucker down inside the 5-yard line. And what a pretty throw by Ryan Church. 2 defenders over than the coverage, and he just dropped it right down between the two to Clay Tucker.
That was a well-thrown ball and a beautifully run route. On the replay, you'll see the quarterback come back. He'll hold the ball low. He'll hold people downfield. Watch. Great elevation with the throw. The tip of the ball was up. Now watch how nice it comes down into the hands of the receiver, and he's out in that corner, and he beat the soft corner.
And we are in the M&M True Value Hardware True Value Paint Red Zone. That is where the Purple Riders are after the big pass play. Here's Church up under center. Gino Mel. Touchdown, Ferry.
They're going with a good, strong ball carrier now down there in the red zone when they're wanting to push it in. They're running the power play, but again, they went to the stronger kid and said, all right, you take it in for us. Once again, we saw them in the bone, and it's just a ditto of the play that they ran last time to get the ball in for the score. That was a big score for Union Local, and for Martins Ferry, and that really puts Union Local in a real different perspective in this football game.
Gino Mel, a 5'8", 155-pound junior. He's got a couple of touchdowns.
He runs bigger than 155.
Well, they all do. He and Bruney, and I tell you what, it's been nothing fancy, but it's been a methodical offense. But I'll tell you what, that pass from Church, he dropped it right where he needed to. Stankovic, the extra point is up and good, and Martins Ferry races out to a 21-0 lead over Union Local on the Undo scoreboard here on the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week. It's Martins Ferry leading Union Local 21-0. We'll be back after this.